in, please mute your line so we can get started. Hi, Miss Josephine. Carlton, how are you?
How you doing, Veronica?
I'm doing great, thank God.
Awesome.
So we're about to start since it's already 9:02. I know that we're a little over the nine o'clock. So hoping everybody had a great Easter yesterday, and today is a new day, and I'm excited for new material, for new training, and hopefully that we can get some paper and pen ready so we can get started to make taking notes. So I am going to introduce you to our host, who is EC David Nunez. David, are you here? Can you hear me?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Welcome,
Awesome.
welcome, welcome. I hope you had a great Easter as well.
Thank
I'm going
you
to
so
let you
much.
take over.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And yes, I had an awesome Easter. Hope you guys had an awesome Easter weekend as well. So we're going to go ahead and get started with this training because I know I had promised you guys last week that I wanted to start some sort of training, but I want to keep it very basic, very fundamental every single week or whenever we have training, because sometimes they might just be sporadic, but I do promise you that I will give several hours of upfront notice to let you guys know when we are going to be on it. So this training, actually, I let the team know about it early this afternoon, but I really want to talk about something that I feel we need to start implementing again, which is a fast start package. Okay. These probably look familiar to you because they used to say Team 526 on it. And just to give you the backstory behind these packages, they were actually created by national consultants Kevin and Rose Duncan. So they are the ones that actually created this package. And that's why now they have their team logo name on there, which is Team Ambit. And I think it's just amazing. And I have them on my screen that I'm going to show them to you guys. I want to encourage you that if you don't have them yet, go to that website, which is teamambit.com. It's not .biz, it's teamambit.com. And on there, there's a lot of awesome material that you can print out because now that things are getting a little bit better and we're meeting with people a little bit more, I'm using these to help the team stay focused. So this is what I'm going to go through with you guys really quick. And let me just share my screen with you all, just to share with you this awesome package. So we're going to go over the Team Ambit Fast Start package, okay? So this is what it looks like. Fast Track to RC, Welcome Pack, Texas. And I truly believe that we need to help everybody fast track to regional consultants. That means that they promoted within the first 30 days and started. For those of you that have been in the business for a while and maybe you're still at a marketing consultant, that's okay. Make today the day that you decide to just take it to the next level and make this day as if it's day one in your business, as if you're barely getting started, and give yourself a goal of promoting to regional consultant within the next 30 days. So it gives you here a checklist, basic stuff. Log into your Power Zone, get certified, check. Watch the Jumpstart training video in Ambit University. Visit the teamambit.com and add Team Ambit on Facebook. Another website that I would encourage them to do is also add the next generation Facebook on there as well. Always encouraging your consultant to become their own first customer. And we really, really need to get back to the basics as far as whenever somebody signs up, we really encourage them to get started and become their own first customer. Because a lot of the times what we do is we start kind of like downplaying it and we start saying, well, let's see if we can help you save some money first. Remember, guys, nothing beats free energy. So even if they pay, $5, $10 more for a couple of months, remember the ultimate goal is to help them get to free electricity. So that's one of the things that we really, really need to emphasize with our new consultant pay. You need to be a product of your product, because one of the things that people ask is, how are you liking the service? And the last thing you want to do is say, well, I'm not even a customer yet. Okay, so you want to make sure that they are their own customer. The only exception to that is if they live in a co-op where they absolutely positively cannot become their own customer. So right here where it says book your grand opening party, I get it. Things are different now, but you know what? I know you probably don't do in-home presentations with a lot of people, but what you can do is you can set a virtual grand opening party where you're going to have a grand opening, and then maybe you can give out gifts, encourage people to get on, and it could be simple, maybe $5 Starbucks card, $10 gas card, different things like that. Maybe you do crafts, or maybe you have a business on the side that maybe you can give some stuff out for your grand opening party. This would be something really neat for you to set up, and invite another executive for us to do the presentation for you, and we'll help you host that. Do the 4-minute drill to start your written list. I'm going to cover that a little bit later on, what the 4-minute drill is. Collect copies of 5 electricity bills to review, and plan to plug into an event, training, business presentation, or conference call. Because remember, our goal is to help people trigger their bonuses immediately. We have 28 days to do it, but I would rather people get paid within the first 2 to 8 days instead of 28 days. Or even better, their first 2 to 8 hours in the business, so they can get paid immediately. So now, page number 1, it talks to you about write down your why and create a vision board. It's very important that when you sit down with your new consultant, let them know, hey, what's your why? What is it that you want to get out of this business? And it has to be more than just making extra money, because I promise you, if that's their why, just to make extra money, they'll quit right away. The moment that they don't make the money that they want, they're going to quit the business. Okay, so make sure that it's a why. It's big, it's a big why that makes them cry. You know what? They work 2 jobs and they're tired. They want to have more time with their kids. They want to have time with their elderly parents. They want to have more time with their grandparents. Whatever their why is, something that's going to hold them accountable, and something that later on you can say, hey, remember why you got started in this business. Important phone numbers. Here are the numbers for customer care. And for those of you that don't know, fun fact, the customer care numbers, 877-282-6248. If you have not noticed yet that the consultant support number has the same 5 last digits, 2628, and the third-party verification does the same thing too, is because 2628 spells Ambit. So the number is 877-2828-AMBIT, right, for customer care, or the consultant support is 877-30-AMBIT. And the Texas third-party verification line, 866-94-AMBIT. So these are the numbers that they use to call, right? Of course, the Texas third-party verification is a line that the customers call. The only time they call is if they become their own customer, or when they become their own customer and they want to verify. The VIP Millionaire call is right here. These are the numbers right there. Every day, Monday through Saturday at 9:30, and there's the Ambit call, national call with Brian McClure at 9 p.m. Here, it gives them their landing page, so that way you can tell them, okay, we created your landing page. It's called Ronnie, and then they have the .myambit.com, right? So whatever their landing page is, the power couple, Mindy, whatever their landing page, write it down, or have them write it down there so you can let them know. They become their own first customer, have them write their A number on there so they can link their A number in their power zone. Number 4 is log into your power zone, which is click the consultant login, and then you can have them put their C number on there, so that way they have it written down. So you can have them consider this like, and I'm air quoting, like an employee handbook, right? Something that they're going to fall back on later on, like, hey, where's my C number? You know what? I know where it's at. Click training, get certified in your power zone, and have them watch the Jumpstart video. Have them watch the Jumpstart video, watch it with them, and make sure that you pay attention to the video. And I know sometimes it might get like, oh my God, I've already seen it 100 million times. Keep watching it, because you'll always get something different every single time you watch these videos. I remember when I was early on in my business in Ambit Energy, I would watch these videos on Saturday nights. I mean, that was my party night. I would watch these videos on Saturday night because I really wanted to change my situation, So next, number 6 is keep it simple and know who your quoted upline is. So, you sponsored someone, you could say, okay, you know what, I'm your sponsor. And then I'm also your regional or senior or whoever is their regional or senior. If your executive or national is not active anymore or not in the business anymore, just leave it blank and just give them a few phone numbers for them to call so that way they can feel like, hey, you know what, I have this support. And if you don't know where to find this, whenever you sign up a consultant, that email that they send you, it says sponsor RC, SC, EC, NC, so you can just fill in the blank. Okay? Get plugged in, visit teamambit.com, add Team Ambit on Facebook. Again, also have them add Next Generation on Facebook as well. Attending local business presentations, I know we don't have any at the moment, but get them involved. Have them friend the Your Ambit Facebook, so that way they know what events are coming up. That way they can be in the know. Register for upcoming training event. Next training that's coming up is Ambition. All right, so we don't know when it's going to be, but just know that it's very important that we have people registered for this event. Number 8, help them set some goals and ask them, let's set some goals. Let's set a 30-day goal. Let's set a 6-month goal, and let's set a 12-month goal. Don't overwhelm them with 5-year goals. Those eventually they'll start dreaming and eventually plug them in. Because I remember when I first started, it was hard. It was hard for me to see past Friday or the weekend, much less see 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the road. I needed somebody to help me stretch my vision. And thank God that I had good people in my life. Pastor Chavez, $1 million earner, senior consultant, Jeff Rogan, Adriana Adams, people that helped me and still help me stretch my goals, stretch my vision, because it's very important that we help people stretch their vision, stretch their goals now more than ever, because most people have lost that ability to dream. So let's move on to the next page. This is something basic that I just go through with them and just say, hey, you know what? Let's get your written list down. Without prejudging or overanalyzing, give me 5 people right now that we can write their names down. And you can keep it simple. Like if you got a car, if you had a flat tire at 3 a.m., who's the first person you would call? Write them down. If you needed to borrow $20, who's the first person you would call? If you had, something sad, you had a sob story, who's the first person you would call to hear you out? Things like that. Have them write their first 5 names. So that way you can help them and teach them how to keep working and building your list. Because this is what's truly going to help you grow your business and take your business to another level. Invitation, this just gives you an idea because we're following the system. If you see the system here, this is what the system is. Your written list, invitation, presentation, asking them for a decision. Hey, you ready to get started? And, well, I'm not sure because this, that, or the other. I need to talk to my husband. I need to talk to my wife. Okay, great. Well, do the validation call. No matter what, do not overanalyze the 3-way call, because a lot of people overanalyze that and they're like, oh my, should I do this? What if they get offended? Blah, blah, blah. Because they feel like they're being pushy. I promise you, it's not being pushy. You're being professional, because remember, you're getting started, or even if you have already gotten started and you've been in business for a while, you want to teach your new team members that we have a huge group of people that are willing and able to help them. And then sign them up. Just remember that 10% are going to say yes, 10% are going to say no, 80% is going to be maybe. They want money. They want more time. But it's just that little fuzzy stuff that's going on in their mind. It's like, oh, well, what if they laugh at me? What if it doesn't work? What if this? What if that? That's where the 3-way call comes into effect, and it's going to help them understand. So remember, when you're inviting people, you're inviting them just to take a look in the business. Detach yourself emotionally from the outcome. Don't treat this as a, you know what, they're going to join. Because I remember when I first got started, I made a list of people, and in my mind, little did I know I was playing the network marketing MLM lottery, because I thought to myself, okay, this person's going to say yes. This person's my ride or die. This person's absolutely going to say yes. This person, we're really close. They're going to say yes. This person's going to say yes. This person's going to say yes. Guess what? My first 5 people I wrote down, in my head, I thought they were all going to say yes. Guess what? They all said no. And to this day, 11 years later, it's still a no. So be bold, find the confidence to get this done. Be bright, compliment your prospect, be excited. Be in a hurry. Remember, 2 minutes is too long. So when you're inviting people, hey, Mary, just got a couple of minutes, but it's important that I reached you. Wanted to ask you a simple question. Are you at all open to making some extra money if it doesn't interfere with what you currently do? Yes, how does that work? I really cannot explain it right now. I've tied up, but later on tonight, we're going to have a business presentation, or later on after 5, when I get out of work, maybe I can share with you a short video when you're available so you can see this business, see this opportunity, see if it's something for you or not. Just keep it simple. Ask them if they're someone that likes to save money or make money. So some questions that you can ask, and I know for a fact that these questions, we don't ask them anymore. I remember when we first got started, that was the whole premise of our training. We would always ask, how many people do you know that use electricity, right? How many of them would like to pay less or even get it for free? And how would you like to earn? How would you like to get paid for referring people to this program? It sounds cheesy, guys. I know it sounded cheesy for me when I first heard them, but it works. So ask these people, ask your prospects. Worst thing they can say is no. And if you ask these questions, and there are going to be people that are going to prejudge, you know what I mean? Even if they prejudge and they say, oh, no, I don't want to do that, guess what? You probably don't want them in your business anyway, because they're already prejudgers. So they're going to be prejudging everything, and it's going to be hard for someone who prejudges to be successful in your business. Number 3, business presentations, of course, corporate videos, Success from Home magazine, one-on-ones, two-on-ones, meet with people locally there in your place, your hometown. And, of course, live VPs that are going on all across Ambit. Number 4, asking for the decision. Do not be afraid of asking, hey, Yvonne, are you ready to get started? I remember I used to be so scared of asking that because I thought I was going to offend them. Remember, you've got to believe in your business. You have to believe in your business and say, are you ready to get started? What did you see? Well, I'm not sure. Well, what did you see that you like best? Well, I have this. Okay, great. Well, did it make sense to you, or do you have any more questions? Well, how does this work? That's when you do the validation call, because remember, the 5 main objections are these right here on the screen. Number 1, I don't have the money, right? We've all heard that. That's probably number 1. Number 2, no, I don't have time. Number 3, well, I just don't know enough, or they'll want more info on it, right? They don't know enough to say yes. Number 4, the spouse. Okay, in our opinion, we were always taught that if someone has to ask, especially, this was back in the $429 days, they used to ask us that if someone had to ask their spouse to get started in the business, then they're probably the ones you want in your business to begin with. Now at $75, if they have to ask their spouse at home is probably the 800-pound gorilla that you want in your business, because they're probably going to tear this business page. Okay? And number 5, network marketing doesn't work. Some people have been involved in a lot of other companies. They haven't had success, and just because they haven't had success, they think it's not going to work out for them. So remember, give them the accolades, Success from Home magazine, 500, DSA, JD Powers and Associates, SMU Cox School of Business, right? Let them be informed, because I am 100% convinced that the number 1 reason why people don't sign up is right there. They don't have enough info. Because guess what? If they had enough info and they saw this business as a life-changing business, I don't care if they didn't have money. I didn't have the money, but I got all the info I needed. So guess what? I found a way to come up with the money. I didn't have the time. I was working 8 hours, 70, 80 hours a week. But guess what? I was tired of working that long. So guess what? I found a way to put it in my schedule, right? Getting them info. That's what you are. That's why we're called consultants. We're not called distributors, because we're not distributing energy. AEP does that. Centerpoint does that. Encore does that. All we're doing is we're educating people on how they have a better way. with Ambit Energy. So number 6, sign them up. If they say yes, sign them up as a consultant. Let them be their own first customer. Don't say anything else. Don't overwhelm them with information. Sign them up. Get them trained. Get them plugged in into this. Always have a packet, a fast track packet with them. Or if they're not available to meet with you then, always set up a date within the next 72 hours and say, hey, look, you need to meet within the next 3 days to get you your fast track training. But make sure that we have at least an hour of your time so we can sit down and go through this thoroughly. So that way we can make sure you get all your questions answered. And don't be afraid of using your upline. One of the biggest reasons why people don't succeed in Ambit Energy and they're not making money is because they fail to use their upline to help them grow the business. Remember, a wise man once said, if you want to get somewhere, you always find someone that's been in that direction already, because the fastest way to get to a certain place is by asking someone that's already been there. You want to get to executive? Ask an executive. You want to get to $1 million earner? Ask a $1 million earner. You want to get to national? Talk to a national. And I guarantee you, you'll eventually get there if you're talking to these people, because that's the fastest way to get to success. If you're trying to do things on your own, you're not going to succeed. Might as well hang it up. No, sign them up as a customer and ask them for referrals. If they say no, say, great. You know what? I know this business is probably not for you. And remember these words. At the moment, never let them know that this business is not for you. Say, I understand this business is not for you right now or at the moment, because you always want to leave that open door where later on they can say, you know what, I think now is the time. Because if you tell, you know how people are funny. If you tell them, you know what, this is not for you, guess what? In their mind, they're going to be, it's not for me, it's not for me. They're never going to reach back out to you. So triggering to a bonus, Jumpstart 1, 5 customer points. I'm going to cover that here shortly. So this other page is on there. It talks about the 526, what they need. It talks about immediate income. I wouldn't spend too much time on this, but it tells you, as a regional consultant, they need 5 customer points, as a senior, 10 customer points, executive 15, national 20, right? Of course, it's always great for you to get to your 20 ASAP. You can still be a regional and have your 20 customers. Leadership income, this talks a little bit about the extra per level sent here, total paid. It talks about the leadership bonuses here. This is the part that I would really focus on. So you can say, look, you get 155 instead of just $100, and then unlimited levels, $55, so on and so forth, the senior, executive, and national. The residual income, let them know these are the bands. If any of you want to know the way bands work, these are the bands right here. If you have a 5th level and you don't have 15, if you have a 5th level and you don't have 15 customer points, you're missing out on money. Okay? If you have a 5th level, if you have a 4th level and you don't have 10 points, if you have a 4th level and you don't have 10 points, you're missing out on money, because Ambit only pays you. If you have your 4 customer points, Ambit will only pay you up to your 3rd level. Once you get your 10 points, Ambit will pay you your 4th level. And then 15, and then you have your 20 customers, will pay you your 6th and 7th level, and then to unlimited. So just to let you guys know that in case you all didn't know that. So this is the way this works. Don't stress them out and spend too much time on this, but just let them know, look, whenever you get a chance and you want to start studying the band, start studying this. Because you know what? Once you start learning, I call this the self-motivator. Because when you know how something works, and they're going to pay you if you just do the work, you're going to be excited. You're going to be excited to do the work. And that's all I needed to know. Like, I was the type that I didn't need to hear success stories. I mean, I would hear success stories every now and then, but I did not need them to get excited. I was already excited because they told me it's real and it works. And I just believed them. That's all I did. I believed. And that's the thing that a lot of people lack. And I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit when I get on the screen about lack of belief. So this page I love here, because this is a page that you want to rip out. Don't rip it out, but take it out neatly. Or if you want, you can staple this at the last, because there's still one more page. So you can staple this at the very end, because this is what's going to show them what they need. So let them know this is your boss. You get started, you sign up a customer. Great. No, screen right. So you get started, great. Okay. So guess not. You get started, awesome, fantastic. They become their own customer. Write it down on number 3. They have their 2 website points. They are their 3rd customer. They sign up another customer. They're their 4th customer. That's their 4th customer point. Then they need their 5th customer point, right? So 3 customers equals the 5 in the 526. But if you notice over here, faded out 6, this is what we really, really, really need to train on and let them know that, hey, you want to get your 4 customers, because right now, your very first 2 customers pays you $100, brand new consultant. The 5th customer point or the 3rd customer pays them another 100, and then the 6th customer point pays them another 100, which totals of $300. If they sponsor someone, have them fill out their name right here, Mary. Once they gather their 2 customers, have them highlight it, because they need a minimum of 2 customers to help you promote to the next level. Mike, get started, gets 2 customers, highlight them, okay? And these are downline consultants. Don't wait for them. If you want to sponsor your 3rd one, just draw a little arrow from you all the way down to a consultant on the bottom, and that's your personal consultant. John, he gathers 2 customers, awesome. He qualifies you. Of course, if they're your personal, you want them to gather more customers, right? Because you want to trigger the triple bonuses at this point. You sponsor a 4th one, draw an arrow from you all the way down to whichever one here, write their name down. The point is, if they sign somebody up, you can draw an arrow from them to this person, write their name on there, and once they get their 2 customers, highlight them. That way, this keeps you in track to what you need for you to promote to the next level. Okay? So this is your box right here. This is the last page of the package where you do the 4-minute drill and say, you know what, let's do it. Let's play a little game. I'm gonna put the timer for 4 minutes and let's start filling out names. It says pick 5 people to call now, which is what you're gonna pick, but on each one, write as many names as you can, family. Don't think if you like them, don't like them, whatever. Write, the point is, empty your mind on paper, write their names down. Friends, add their names, coworkers, professionals. Have them fill this out and let them know, okay, this is going to be your list, all right? But don't stop there, because I know you know more people. So let's get a notebook, and as you're growing, start adding more people to your list, because you're always going to be meeting new people that can possibly join your team. This one right here is for RCs. I covered this with 3 of my downline RCs last week, and they were amazed once they started filling out this little list. You can print this one out there on teamambit.com. So if you're going to meet with the regional, give them this as a training. Tell them, pull up your back office. Let's see how many customers you have, and have them write down their customers. So that way they can have the 10 points, so they can know where they're at. If they have more than 10 points, fill it in. 11, draw little lines. 11, 12, 13, 14, as many as fit. All these people, it doesn't mean that you're going to personally sponsor 9 and you're going to have 9 indirect. That does not mean that. You're going to, you might sponsor 2 and the rest are going to be indirect. However, it matters. But the point of this is that you need to personally sponsor 2 minimum. I would recommend you sponsor as many as you possibly can. Don't wait for anybody. And the moment they gather your 2 customers, highlight. 2 customers, highlight, and write their names down. Put this next to your bed, because this is what's going to help. I wish I had this back when I got started. This stuff was not available. But the people that use this, they had it next to the room. They had it next to the bed. They started writing names down. And guess what? They started seeing their team grow. And guess what? That got them excited and kept growing. So all your regional consultants, print this sheet out, and you can do a whole training with them on this. Have them fill it out, okay? Have them fill it out so that way they can see where they're at, and it's tangible, and it's not just something that, they're thinking about. There's 10 minutes left, guys, so really quickly, what I want to do with you all is I want to give you guys a really, really quick training, or not a really quick training, but just kind of share something with you. Because back in the day, we all know that it used to cost $429 to get started. Okay, right? We know that. One thing that I've noticed though, and I've never really shared this with anybody, but I'm going to share it with you guys now, so please listen to this. And I shared this with 3 of my teammates last week, and they all agreed on it. So one of the things that I say often is I say, this business used to cost $429 to get started. And one thing that I see a lot of people do is they do this number, or, you know, they open their eyes, and then you ask them, who would have started back then? And you know what? It flabbergasts me that we still have people raise their hands and say, I probably would not have started at $429. Even if you're being honest, one thing that I want to strongly suggest to you is please do not ever, ever, ever say that again. And let me tell you why. Because if you don't truly believe in this, if you truly believe in this business, you'd pay the $429 and more. Because there's companies out there that charge double the $429, triple the $429, right? And guess what? Those network marketing companies are growing. So if we tell our teammates like, oh man, I would never have joined if it was $429, guess what? They're thinking it's not, and then you start later on trying to tell them, hey guys, this is $1 million business. You see how that sounds weird? You just literally told your teammates, I would not have paid $429, but this is $1 million business. You get me? So think about it this way. If it was $1 million business, you think it, like a real brick and mortar business, you think it would cost $429? Probably not. It would cost a lot more. So one thing that I want to strongly leave you with is that. So I want you to take ownership of your business. Believe in your business, because I truly believe that there's a lot of people out there that still to this day treat this business like a $75 business. And I promise you, it is not a $75 business. So whenever you're out there talking to people, or whenever you're out on a Zoom training or anything like that, and if someone ever brought up, you know, maybe at Ambition or another event, if someone ever says, yeah, I paid $429, and you're with your guest, yeah, I would have paid that too had I joined back then. Say it. You see what I mean? That's conviction right there. Do you guys understand what I'm trying to say? That's conviction when you're like, I would have paid that. Because if you would have asked any leader, if you were to ask me, would I pay $429 again? I would say yes. And funny story, I actually did pay it twice. Because I signed up in, this you probably don't know, but long story short, I signed up in Ambit back in 2007. I never did anything. I heard the word boo once, and I quit the business. It was presented to me again in late 2009. So from somebody else, and I wanted to be under them. So I canceled my old business because it had been 2 years or 3 years of inactivity. I canceled my own old business, and guess what? I paid the $429 again. So I can honestly tell you that I paid that bad boy twice. So from here moving forward, guys, I want you to believe in the business. And even though it costs $75 to get started, I want you to know that, you know what, this business is not a $75 business. This business is not a $429 business. This business is a multi-million dollar business that can set you financially free. Because the moment you start thinking bigger like that and start thinking like, hey, this business can truly change my life, that's when things will start changing for you. But it's all going to begin and end with you. Okay? Your belief, your mindset. So I hope this presentation training finds you well. I hope you guys print out, go to teamambit.com, print these out, make them, you know, you don't have to get them in color, get them in black and white. Get them in black and white, and then and just make yourself at 60 cents to make each package. So make yourself a few so you can have them ready. Don't wait for you to sponsor someone. Think, act as if. You know what? I'm going to sponsor 3 consultants this next week. Guess what? I'm going to have 3 packages ready, right? And you know what? I'll probably even have 4 just in case I go crazy and sponsor 4 instead of 3. But that's the mindset that you have to get. So that way, whenever you meet with someone, sit down, get them trained, get them paid. All right? So God bless you guys. Thank you all so much for taking time off your Monday. I'm going to go ahead and unmute the line so we can say goodbye to one another. And we will talk to you all very, very soon.
Thank you, David.
Thank you,
Thanks,
guys.
David. That was awesome.
Thank you.